Efferding here, founder of the Vertical Diet. We provide a simple, sensible, and sustainable solution to help you reach your health and fitness goals. First, get started with our easy-to-follow Vertical Diet ebook, which includes a quick start guide and sample menus to customize a diet plan that fits your goals. Second, use the My Vertical Tracker app to help you monitor and maintain your progress. And third, for our busy clients who are always on the go, let us do the cooking for you. Our Vertical Diet Meal Prep Company offers free shipping for your favorite meals delivered to your door in the US and Canada. So head on over to stanefferding.com and get started.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Vertical Podcast. Stan Efferding, founder of the Vertical Diet, here with my, not just a guest anymore. It looks like we're going to be partners on this adventure. The legend, Flex Wheeler, needs no introduction. And we've got a special guest today that Flex will introduce that also needs no introduction. So, Flex, why don't you get us started?
Victor, one of my old homies, man. We've done a lot of things together and a lot of
can't talk
places.
about that on this.
No, we cannot. We cannot. We will not. But man, thank you so much, Vic, for being a guest. Our second guest that me and Stan got going on, and it's going to be very honorable to see you compete in the Arnold Classic again, man. What made you want to get back in the Arnold Classic?
No, I want to first say thank you, Stan and Flex, for having me in your show. It's an honor for me. Well, to be in the show is to say, let me see what I still have, and let me push a little bit more.
Right.
And last year I did the Arnold. It'll be exactly a year ago from the last time I competed, and as you know, I didn't fare too well, but I pushed a little harder, changed a few things, and added Chad back to the picture. So let's see what happens.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, that'll help. Yeah, you're aging well though. You're 46 now.
Yeah.
I think, and you've been competing as a pro for damn near 20 years.
I know, man. Where does time go, guys?
Yeah. And how about your first amateur show? When was that? That was back in the early 90s?
First amateur show, I believe. I mean, it was Elmo Classic, 93. It was 93, and the first MPC being the Metropolitan and the Suburban in New Jersey. One in New Jersey, one in New York, metro area.
Well, it's truly turning out to be the fountain of youth, though. We've got Johnny Jackson is up there. Yeah. We've got Dexter Jackson is also going to be up there. Yeah, so we've got a whole crew of guys that are really representing, just the best of long-term health in bodybuilding, and it's great to see you still killing it.
And, Dexter's going to be holding the helm there as the oldest of all of between me and Johnny, actually. I don't know if I'm second or is Johnny second, whatever, but at the end of the day, Dexter's a big inspiration, and that's why he said, what, if Dexter can do it, what can I?
Exactly.
Hey, I want to ask you a lot of questions about your current training and diet and what's changed over the years, but before that, I wanted to congratulate you on your citizenship. That's a recent news.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming, and I heard it was a little hairy along the way. We almost lost you there.
Oh, it is. Well, what's life without a little suspense,
Yeah. I read something. I read something I thought was really nice, that you mentioned that Arnold had actually written a letter to the judge on your behalf. That's got to be very rewarding.
Yeah, he did. It was a tough judge, but getting a letter from Arnold, did it help? You know what? I got a letter from Arnold.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nothing else really matters. As far as the judge, he was definitely one of the toughest judges. He had a 90% deportation rate because he set you up on that stand,
Right.
It will ask you these questions where most of the time you would step on your own foot. And one of the things I did have, and I said, you know what, I'm going to study this judge because I have nothing but time in there.
Right.
And nothing but time, buy guys a few, $10, $15 a commissary, and I interview them about their case.
Wow.
Yeah, because a lot of them were there for about, minimum a year. Most of them, I think the highest guy that was the longest that the guy was there, I think he was about 2 years and a half facing this judge. And I said, man, well, I want to know what this judge asked. I want to know his questions. I want to know what he asked for, because this is my first time. And so when he would ask for certain paperwork, they'll already be there.
Right.
When he would ask certain questions, I knew how to answer it, so why not be prepared like anything else in life, especially when the judge just wants you out of the country. And, sorry, judge, but, I did tell you, I was going to win,
That's very smart of you. Yeah. And I noticed that you're sporting the MHP gear, that you've been supported a lot by Gerard Dente, who helped you throughout this process as well. We should mention that. He's been in your corner for a long time now.
Oh man, I mean, there's no words that can explain, the appreciation I have for MHP and the support. Again, it's just there's nothing matching it. I mean, when everybody, especially some old friends that were around, they were gone, and hard times will always determine who's around. And you guys know best, and right now, Flex too.
Yeah.
Hard times will definitely clear the air, and you'll see who's there, who's not. And MHP was definitely one of the ones that stood by me. And I want to say thank you, Gerard. Thank you, MHP. And everyone in MHP, not just, Gerard, the whole family at MHP. Great. Thank you for the support always.
I remember competing against Gerard, and just always an incredibly nice guy. And I'd have to say, from my experiences, I don't know all the nutrition owner or all the nutraceutical owners, but in my opinion, he has to be one of the most nicest and genuine out of all the people in that game, because we both know it's some cutthroat cuts in there. But just the support that he's shown you through all this and everything. I don't think many guys get a chance to spend that long with their company, because the company ended up treating them foul. But obviously it's a tribute to him and yourself to be with him that long.
I mean, different times, fast forward, had I been going through what I went through back then now, I don't think you can hide those things now with all this social media, and kind of like, so, I mean, again, but he stood by me. I just been nothing but grateful. And I never saw any other company but MHP ever since that time, So when you're in there doing time and you're still able to feed your family, that's
huge.
There's no comparison.
Unheard of.
Yeah.
But kudos to you, got that done. It's a wrap, man. We won't even need to visit that anymore. That's water under a bridge, on to bigger and better things now.
Yeah. Now I wouldn't be as scared to catch a case. I slap somebody, test me. Nah.
Test you now.
Let's keep it good. Yeah.
You mentioned that you've got a family to support. You've got 6 kids.
Yeah, I know. I should have never said I'm stopping at 2.
Yeah.
I'm a big believer, never say never, because I said never. Here I am 6 years later.
Right. And you're still staying busy. You've got a show that you've been promoting, and now you're getting ready for a competition. How do you time manage all of this between the kids and the commitment for the bodybuilding prep and your show and your business and representing MHP? What's your secret?
Stan, who the hell said I time manage right now? I just, again, my kids motivate me. And my kids saved my life. There wouldn't be no other way. And my kids kept me competing. So, I mean, I have to make the time. The wife helps me with a lot of the cooking. My other kids' mothers help me take care of, they do their part big time. So I put my hands up and I said, I ain't got nothing on you. I can't say anything, because my kids are happy, my kids are healthy, and they're very smart. I mean, I'm learning from my daughters every day, and I'm very grateful for them. And, I mean, kids are everything, man. No matter, I mean, you go through these hard times. There are times you're down. There are times you're struggling. But you look down or to the side and look at one of them, and you're like, okay, all right, enough of those 10 seconds of down. Let's stay up.
Yep. Right. Good for you. Well, I don't want to bore you to death, because you've heard these questions a lot, but there's a lot of folks out there that get up into their 40s and into their 50s, and they've been training a long time, and they've got some bumps and bruises like myself, and they see someone like you still with a fantastic physique, getting ready to compete again. What's changed? What do you do now differently? What does your training and your nutrition look like that allows you to have the longevity that you have?
Well, for one, I'm not eating a pound of protein per meal.
Right.
That's not. I'm not doing that. I know, Flex, there was a time we were doing 12, 16 ounces. and I'm sure you stand with the
Yes.
powerlifting.
Yeah.
You know, we could put down food, and unfortunately, you get older, metabolism slows down, so you have to make those changes because you put the food away, your stomach is just gonna expand. So you have to now eat these smaller meals now, not train as heavy because
smarter but not heavy. Right?
Yeah, smarter and always form. Form has always been one of the things I always followed. I noticed Flex was one of the few that really had any injuries. Again, in your form. Looking at Dexter, that's what keeps him going. His form.
Phil.
Phil. I mean, there's no way around it. You can go at bodybuilding. I always think you're doing bodybuilding. So a lot of bodybuilders try to do powerlifting. And
it's bodybuilding. It's sculpting.
Yeah, you can actually, it's fun. I mean, people hit this PR now with this social media, big thing, PR. But the thing is, they're not competing. They're hitting these heavy weights, but guess what? Nobody's recording a record, Nobody's recording it. Nobody really cares. And we're competitors. And we want to stay healthy. We want to stay, injury-free, be able to step on that stage. So the last serious injury I had was my arm, when I broke my arm. Before that was my torn patella. And unfortunately, none of it was in the gym.
I was going to say, none of your injuries were in the gym.
No. A small little tweak here and there. I think it was a partial tear before the 2005 Arnold in my left pec.
I remember.
Yeah, that was partial. And I still competed. I didn't pull out, but it was harder to drop the water because of the inflammation.
You got 6 kids. Of course, you don't pull out. I mean, go ahead.
That's a good one, Flex. That's a good one. Yeah, my pull-out game is bad.
I shouldn't have went there. We might edit that. I don't know. I'll leave it up to Stan.
We're not going to ask you for any birth control advice. But I did see a post recently. You're in the 15 to 20 rep range pretty consistently now.
Yes. 15 again. If I could push out the last 5, is all about tearing that muscle fiber. So you don't want to do 20 and still able to do another 10. Then that's not enough.
Yeah.
That's not enough. And the deadlifts I stay at right now, the highest I go on deadlifts for 10 reps might be 315, But I like staying with my 2 1/4 for 15, 20 reps. We have this thing where I do here with my training partners, and I should put it up on social media. I have to be more active on that. We basically do 20 reps or go home, and we used to 20 reps or go home, and we do that for about 5-6 sets.
Stan been saying for a while, 20 reps would change your life, man.
Yeah.
It'll change your life.
I spent most of my career, as as a power lifter, and I always thought the stronger I got, the bigger I'd get. And when I finally met Flex in 2008, he completely changed all that, and he wouldn't let me lift any heavy weights, no squats, no deadlifts, and no flat bench, to be honest with you. And I turned out to be the best I ever was and got my pro card as a result of doing the very same things you're talking about, and Flex keeps repeating. So I'm sold.
No, number one injury, flat bench, number one injury, and that's why I stick to the dumbbells. And if I am going to do flat bench, again, because of my arm injury now, unfortunately, all I can do is 2 1/4, but again, slow, work on those negatives, on the squeeze, and I do a lot of pauses, and it's working. I mean, I'm no 2007 Victor, but, I'm still here, representing the over 40 crew,
Yeah, still look great. Have you settled in on your posing music yet? There was some talk about what
There's
you're gonna do.
There's a few. I think this time I'm going to tell a good story, when I go up to the Arnold. It's going to be a story. It's going to be a different collage of music genres. It's going to be a good mix. It's going to be a good mix. Don't expect a handstand like Kai Green, all right? So anything like that.
or a splits. No splits for you either.
No splits like Flex, But at the end of the day, I really want to go back into that, Yes, it's bodybuilding, but bring in the good old classic posing.
And thank you for that, because as a fan of the sport, watching Flex growing up back in the late 80s and early 90s, and he was breaking onto the scene with those incredible posing routines. And it used to be judged back then, and it was entertaining to watch. And it's really nice to watch your performance as well. So we appreciate how much time and effort you put into that. You pose every day, don't you?
Yeah, 6 weeks out, yes, is every day.
Yeah.
The routine, I try to practice at least 3 times a week. Again, it's just giving that time. I mean, when my kids are in school, when I'm not traveling to see one of my daughters, again, it's just the day is full. The day is full, and got to use every second, every minute of the day, and put it to good use. And right now, it's everything for the show. Everything for the show. So, tell my friends, I mean, those days, hey, you have a minute for lunch? I'm like, no. Nope. I mean, I'm getting ready to pick up my daughter, you know.
Right.
Oh, I'm going back to the gym, or I'm just, grocery shopping, something. But, yeah, those times that we took those days for granted, just chilling, doing a whole lot of nothing, long gone. Gone.
Oh gosh!
Well,
I'm just laughing because I'm thinking of just different stuff.
You can't talk about on the
podcast. I tell you, the one and only time I went out. Well, not the one and only time. The first time I ever went out with Victor. It's like, all right, we're gonna go here, we're gonna go there, and he goes, man, I'm gonna get you a thug pass. He goes, what do you drink, Flex? I'm like, I don't drink. He goes, you don't drink? You're from the West Coast, man. I'm gonna get you a thug pass. So I'm like, all right, and I have a drink, and we go to this next club. I'm like, Victor, I'm kind of tired. He goes, all right, we're just gonna go to this last club, and we'll leave. I'm like, okay, man. We come out of that place and like the sun is up. And I'm like, my brain was just fried. I'm like, wait a minute, what? It's in the morning? Gosh.
Unbelievable.
Finish the story, Flex. All right.
That's all I remember.
Where was Flex? Flex left me.
I don't know. I don't remember anything else. I don't know. Anything else you say I can't agree or disagree on.
Can confirm or deny.
Nope.
Can confirm or deny. Do the CIA, right?
That's right.
I got to ask you a little bit, because I think the audience wants to know, and there's all these rumors. And when I was back in New York and you and I trained, there was a representative there from Kuwait, from Oxygen Gym. I forget was it Bader? When I was in Kuwait doing a seminar, I took the opportunity to go over and sit down with Bader Bodai at Oxygen Gym, and I asked him what they were doing over there, because everybody wants to know. But you know as well as anybody, because you trained there and you've had their folks in New York with you for a while. So what's the difference? What makes Soul Brother number one become Mr. Olympia from after training in in Kuwait? And what was your experience?
I mean, first one was Dennis James. Dennis James was the one that was definitely one of the ones that was there. He was the first one that, explored, going to Kuwait, and he was just spreading the good word. Like, they're inviting you. And I think we were so caught up in just kind of staying within our comfort zone, The guys in LA are in LA, the guys in New York are in New York, and the guys in New York want to go to LA, and that's it. We didn't think nothing else. And
right.
So when Kuwait came around, now you're looking at, something that's catered to you and only you. These guys have private gym, entire 40 to whatever, 20,000 square foot gym, food, unlimited amounts of food, and plus somebody always on your ass, making sure you get those workouts in. Mm-hmm. So, and all expense paid, Now that doesn't exist anywhere. Mm-hmm. If you went anywhere, it was really on your own dime. Mm-hmm. So I think they changed the game when it came to training camp. They took it to a whole new level. Where there's one guy at the gym, there was never a time that you actually got to the gym alone or went alone, whether it was for cardio, you had somebody there watching you do your cardio. Whether it was your first training session, there was somebody there. Your last training session, there's somebody there. The unlimited massages, and again, the food. I remember Abdullah, he was actually helping me out there, and he coached me. He helped me win a Chad show, the one in 2017, 16 actually. Yeah. And so Abdullah, he will come in, he'll see a meal that was there from like the day before. He will smell it. He's like, not fresh, and we just throw it out.
Wow.
and here we order a meal on Sunday, we eating it like Thursday and Friday, Right. So it was one of those things that they were real stickler to, the fresher it is, the more, the faster you eat it, the better you enjoy it. It's about enjoying every moment and not making any moment a drag. You know, going to the gym was fun. Working out, eating was fun.
They got some of the best equipment there. Yeah.
Oh, the
guys that change
equipment.
your weights. You don't even have to touch your weight. Got 2 guys there catering to you, changing your weight and everything.
I mean, the only gym other than Gold's Gym that has a powerhouse gym here in Long Island that has more than 40 different brands, you know, of companies of equipment. And that's just something that you don't hear, you know. Right now, you go to these, I'm not even going to name the Planet Ifness. You know, because it's like...
I caught that finally, okay.
Yeah. So with them and these other, you know, even the big ones, you know, I'm not going to name it because every once in a while I do train in some of those other fancy gyms, but they have like 2 companies, you know. They just care about their facade and well, you know, their bathrooms mostly, you know. You want to hang out in the bathroom longer than you want to, you know, actually do a workout because the equipment is just so limited. It's like 1 bench, 1 leg press, 1 hack. Most of the times they don't even have a hack. So I think it's a different array of equipment, the level of attention that you got. That's why Kuwait got on the map. And on top of that, you know, now bringing out, you know, Mr. Olympia, you got the Rollies, you had Nathan, Dasha, you have all these great guys. So my invitation was, I think I got my invitation back in 2006 or 7, but because of my situation in traveling, I couldn't leave the country for a while, you know, and until that one time that did happen. And finally I did get there. I believe it was in 2010. And that was a whole other experience, and that's when everybody was like, "Oh, I've been there already." That was Ronnie Coleman, you know. Man, you haven't been to Kuwait yet.
So basically, what they do is they eliminate all your personal things that you have to do, and they just 100% cater to you, shut your brain down, so you don't have to deal with just day-to-day life, food, bills, anything like that, expenses. So you can just home in on your skill.
That's it. Home in on your skills. No bars, no strip clubs, no clubs. That's
you know, it's interesting, and I wanted you to say that yourself, but when I sat down with Bader, that's exactly what he told me. He said, you know, everybody thinks there's some magic going on over here, and we used to think there was some magic going on at Gold's Venice. I used to go down to Gold's Venice in the late 80s and early 90s and watch these guys train. Every single one of them, as is the situation in Kuwait, trained twice a day, ate 8 times a day, slept 10 hours a night, napped every afternoon. It was just, they just lived, breathed, ate, and thought bodybuilding 7 days a week. And that was it. That's what they did. And they had great training partners, and they trained with extraordinary intensity. And that's exactly what Flex did for me. When I went down to San Jose, I lived in a hotel apartment right across from the gym, and he showed up twice a day and just killed us on our training and made sure that we ate our 7 or 8. I was at 4 pounds of steak a day and 600 grams of carbs dieting into a show.
Yeah, eat that now. That'll be on your colon until the Olympia.
That is true. That was a good 10, 11 years ago.
You know, I mean, technology has changed, and we've learned, you know, your body can't really even assimilate that much protein. It's not even necessary.
Yeah.
You know, but back in those times, we just thought heavier, more is this, more is that. And, you know, you learn now technology is completely different. You don't even have to stress your body in those ways anymore to get growth, you know. But that's the evolution of bodybuilding. That's the way it's supposed to happen. We're supposed to learn.
I mean, you got to remember also distorted these, you know, mindset on bodybuilding. You know, you had the Dorian Yates coming out with these ridiculous amounts of movements and ridiculous amounts of weights, and Ronnie Coleman, and that messed up a lot of bodybuilding. I mean, we knew what we were doing. We knew what we were doing was right. We knew we became pro because we're doing it right. But when you looked at them, they just messed you up.
Yeah. When you got the guys who are winning the shows doing something else, it makes you question if you're doing the right thing or not.
Yes.
You got to be really secure and just say, hey, I'm going to stay with what I'm doing. But I mean, as far as Ronnie and Chris, you know, I just knew never to mess with them when it came to weight. Don't. They're going to hurt you. You're going to mess around and hurt yourself, you know, effing with those guys with throwing the weight around they had. You know, so I just I couldn't throw that type of weight around, so I tried to match the intensity by just the rep range and just everything else, you know. So you just got to be smart, not get caught up in somebody else's situation like, you know, me and you, Vic, we're old school. You got to stay in your own lane or you get bent up. However you want it.
Yes.
Whether it's talking with your mouth, diarrhea of the jaw, or anything else, you know, you stay in your own lane.
No, you're right, and that's why I adapted that. Again, I love that the form and everything. I still watch old videos. You just walking around with your tights and shit.
no underwear. You know, it's crazy. If you seen somebody wearing that type of gear now, they'd be suspect. You know what I'm saying? But it was just normal. Yeah, right. I used to go to the mall with that on, man. I mean, you know.
Man. Oh man!
Bring it back, Victor. Bring it back.
Yeah, really do a big. I ain't gonna even say that. I ain't gonna even wish that on you.
Again, the aesthetics I think overshadowed your gear, so you were fine.
All right, thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, I got to ask you. I know you hate these questions, but I got to ask as we get close to wrapping up here. Appreciate it's late there, but any Arnold predictions coming from Victor Martinez as you get ready for the show?
I've never been good with predictions. You know,
Yeah.
I mean. It's just I leave it up to the judges, leave it up to the fans. I mean, I'm gonna post up probably a couple of pictures leading up to the show. Once you know, again, but I'm trying to beat me last year.
Yeah. So, and that's what I was going to ask you. I mean, as far as you're concerned, you're back with Chad, and you're saying you're doing things like, you know, that you did to get you the name and everything you had. Are you comfortable and happy with the progress that going back to that type of training, eating, and lifestyle? Are you happy so far? How it's going? Are we going to see a different Victor because of that?
Yes, I'm happy, and also because I started so early. You know, I didn't want to take that chance of, you know, for most shows back in the days, you're looking at 10, 11-week prep.
That's all you did?
Yeah, about 10, 11 weeks. And, you know, I mean, and I just said, you know what, I'm going to start in November. I'm going to start, you know, 16 weeks out. You know, I haven't missed a workout since my last Arnold. I haven't missed a week's workout since the last Arnold. You know, I was slowed down, you know, as far as intensity, but I picked it up starting the holidays, and I said, you know what, I can't mess around. You know, I have to come in with that better look from last year. I can't look worse than last year. I have to come in better, if not, you know, more appealing. You know, otherwise judges are just gonna, you know how they are, Flex. You know, they're hard on us. They're not gonna. They don't give us passes anymore. It doesn't exist. You know, they place you where you deserve. And the only way they can place you is by seeing the hard work. And you can't say you worked hard. You have to look like you worked hard. Yeah. So that's. But predictions. I mean, I don't want to dog myself here, man. You know.
Yeah. No, you don't have to. You're going to be better than last year.
We're trying to put your head in the noose. You're like,
yeah. No, I know what you mean. I got you. But even when I was, you know, doing great and I was placing great, you know, I mean, a couple of times I would just say, hey, I'm going to win, you know, but I'm like, whatever. You know?
But at the very minimum, you're going to be better, or right now you're aiming to be better, Victor, than you were the last time at the Arnold. That's what you're competing against.
Yeah. Again, this is a great lineup, a tough lineup. I wouldn't want to compete in any other lineup.
Right.
You know, because wherever you beat, wherever you place, it's great. You know,
it's legitimate.
Yeah, it's legit. So this is great, you know. And plus, stepping on that stage with Dexter again, I mean, it never gets old. It's always great. You know, Dexter is top 3 finisher at any given time.
Yeah.
Yep. And Johnny's still killing it. It's exciting to see all you guys up there because that's a long history for us watching you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, last time I competed with Johnny, I think that was the time when he retired. It was a couple of years ago. And him coming back is great.
It's nice.
You know.
You got Cedric, a previous winner, and then you got this young phenom, Patrick, coming out, you know, with his guns blazing, literally. So it's going to be a nice show.
Blazing. And right now, I think we're focusing, of course, a little bit more weight than last year. And conditioning, obviously, is beating, regardless of balance and muscle bellies. Conditioning is beating everything. And, I mean, I never really agree with that. Going back to the, 98 Olympia, you know, when Flex, you should have had. Ronnie's my man. Ronnie's my man and shit. You know, we all love Ronnie. Ronnie's my man, but come on, man, the aesthetics and the balance alone. I mean, a little film or whatever, crappy little water. I mean, Flex, it should have been yours. And Ronnie had many, could have dropped one, you know. But he goes, I can see him now, you know, listening to it. No, I couldn't.
I know, really, right?
No fucking way. Yeah. But no, but I want to wish you a strong recovery, Ronnie too. I know you just got surgery too, man. And Flex, I gotta say, Flex, when the news hit that this was happening to you, I remember not too long ago we were just in DR Coat of Arms, hanging out, having a great time.
Yeah, I was in extreme pain then too, man. I was in extreme pain. But you know, thank you, Victor. And even the other time, it was a couple of years ago. I was in a hospital for a couple of months. I had stomach problems. We didn't know, and you called me up and you were like, "Hey, man, I'm coming down." I'm like, "No, it's okay, bro." He goes, "No, I want to come down." So you always been there for me, man, and I appreciate it, Victor, tremendously. True friend, and always have been, man, definitely.
No, but
thanks for giving me a pass. And thanks for giving me a pass in New York back in that time. I appreciate it.
You crazy? You think I'm gonna let you slide next time we hang out? Come on, man.
Well, we're going to be there to see you, Victor. We're coming out to the Arnold together. Flex and I will be there, and we're looking forward to seeing you just under 6 weeks. If
yes.
God willing, you're going to be the best you've ever been, and we're looking forward to watching you.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Thank you, Stan and Flex. I wish you guys nothing but success on your show. I'm going to stay tuned every time, and give me a heads up on your next guest, all right? Tag me.
Definitely will do, Victor. Thank you so much, man, and continued hard work, and looking forward to seeing you there, bro. I appreciate it, big bro.
Thank you, guys.
Brother. Good talking to you.
Hey, guys. Stan Efferding here, founder of The Vertical Diet. We provide a simple, sensible, and sustainable solution to help you reach your health and fitness goals. First, get started with our easy-to-follow Vertical Diet ebook, which includes a quick start guide and sample menus to customize a diet plan that fits your goals. Second, use the My Vertical Tracker app to help you monitor and maintain your progress. And third, for our busy clients who are always on the go, let us do the cooking for you. Our Vertical Diet Meal Prep Company offers free shipping for your favorite meals delivered to your door in the US and Canada. So head on over to stanefferding.com and get started.